Welcome to the Mother May I podcast with Frank and Irene on Strong Island Entertainment. Gee, I hope I didn't make a mistake with these two. They promised me they'd bring in some really good guests. Well, anyway, here's Frank and Irene.
Yay! Hi, everybody. I'm Irene Bremis, and that handsome little devil is Mr. Frank Conniff.
Oh, me? Wow.
Frank, don't be so modest. You know what? Who was it that said? Keith Richards. He says that humility is the most deplorable human characteristic. Okay, I don't know.
Wow. Well, he would know. He's been alive since 1782, so he has insight into that.
He's COVID proof. This man has been alive for so long. What I always forget to plug, Frank, our friend Gabby Glazer, who's also a friend of the show, from Luscious Jackson. We remember that band in the 90s.
Sure.
You remember Luscious Jackson. She was the guitarist, and she's a badass and personal friend to me and Frank. And she is the clip in the intro. That's her song, Balls Out, from her album, Give Me Splash. She's a bit of a perv like I am. And so we can, you know what splash means. Anyway, Frank, I'm so happy to see you. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Just, trying to make my way through the lockdown and the quarantine and the pandemic and trying to keep my sanity. And by the way, is this broadcast on Facebook, right?
Yes, it's on Facebook Live. It's a little scary that you're asking that after the fact.
Well, I'm a little worried because I've gotten a couple of bans from Facebook lately.
You have? Okay, so you're saying that this show could really put you over the edge?
Well, it could put them over the edge. They don't like me over at Facebook. So.
Well, they don't like you. Well, fuck Facebook. How's that? Okay, I brazenly said that they can eat my you know what. Okay.
Well, that might get you might have broken their terms of service, like I did for making fun of CPAC, which was the conservative rally that happened over the weekend.
Or as people are calling it from the conservative, the conspiracy wing, they're calling it the State of the Union for Trump in disguise.
Oh, yeah,
I love it. I can't keep up with the befuddlement. It's too much, Frank. I'm in a labyrinth of insanity so I say, you know what, Facebook, if you want to get rid of me and Frank, come on now. Frank, I want to talk about one thing. First of all, people keep asking me why my Gmail account always shows up with Frank and Irene. I don't know what the tech guy did, but every time I send out anything pertinent for my email, it's Frank and Irene, sort of like we're married. And it sounds like I'm a stalker, and I have like this deep, which I do have a crush on you, but this is ridiculous. Frank and Irene. It's not just Irene, it's Frank and Irene. I want to pay a bill. Frank and Irene are both paying this bill.
I'll just say, Irene, as far as I'm concerned, you're not enough of a stalker.
Yeah, I'm not enough. You're right. I need to prove myself.
You need to up your game if you're going to stalk me. You need to.
You really need to.
Come into a different borough of New York City.
Oh, you're right. I have to leave my zip code. I'm such a damn asshole. I'm a hostage here on Staten Island. Speaking of Staten Island, Frank, I actually got vaccinated here. I just want to give a little feedback on my experience. First of all, I have asthma. I'm not a douchebag. And I didn't in front of, two old people in line or anybody that's vulnerable, like those two girls in Florida. And we will be discussing that shortly. Although I did go to my vaccination appointment looking like I escaped a nursing home, in all honesty. But I went in and I got vaccinated. It was mayhem. The lines were really, really long. And Frank, this was your concern, but I feel like they said it was like a circus there. So I think that if we hook up an appointment for you, because are you eligible?
I am eligible. Before it was you had to be 65, and I'm not quite 65. I was a vaccine tween. I wasn't young, but I wasn't old enough either. But then they decided on February 15th, they said people who have underlying conditions
and you qualify
now, because I had heart surgery and all that kind of stuff. So now I do qualify, but I haven't been able to get an appointment yet because my agent will return my calls, and I was told that I could have gotten a vaccine, but they decided to go in a different direction, and they told me to leave my picture and resume, and they'd get back to me.
They decided that you're not worth saving, bastards.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to help you with that. But I did get the vaccination. I got the Moderna shot, and I have absolutely zero side effects, and I'm happy to report that. So, I was on TurboVax. It wasn't good for me, TurboVax. I couldn't get an appointment. So then my friend who's a doctor at NYU sent me a COVID government link that I should post actually, and I'll post it on this link on this show episode. Mm-hmm. And I was able to get an appointment right away. Now, there's common questions that I found online that people are asking about COVID. And one of the questions is, does drinking kill the coronavirus? That was but bleach does. Now, Frank, these are really legit questions. And another one.
I in my drinking years, I never once got the coronavirus, so there might be something to that. Now that I'm sober, I'm susceptible to it. So,
damn, Frank, I know this is terrible to say, and it's so not AA, and but I really wish I knew you when you were drinking.
Yes, I was
back then.
Yeah, I was. I don't want to say fun,
but no, that's too extreme. Don't say fun.
Yeah, but I used to hang out and stuff, and
Yeah, on Bleecker Street. I heard about you, Mr. Conniff.
I did. I did hang out on Bleecker Street and drank a lot, and
busiest beeper in town.
I think right? The important thing when you're young, I think, is to piss it all away. And that's what I managed to do. So I'm very proud of that.
And you did it successfully. But look at you now, buddy. Look at you now. The other question that I found that was really, somebody asked if you can decrease, does coronavirus decrease your sex drive? And I said, yes, especially if you're being intubated. You're not going to get your erection during that point in time.
Well, I have to say that it was just revealed yesterday that in January, Donald Trump and Melania Trump secretly got the vaccine and didn't tell anyone because they didn't want to encourage people to take it.
Disgusting, deplorable.
And it's for the first, when I heard that, that's the first time that I really wish that there are really bad side effects to the vaccine,
It's unbelievable. Please, God, tell me. I just have one question for you, Frank, and then we're going to bring on not only one of my dearest and bestest friends. I've known her forever, but we'll bring her on in a second. But before I do, I want to ask you, what do you think does he have a path to 2024? What do you think about this?
I think it's way too soon to say, but I will say that if he wants to run, he absolutely will get the Republican nomination. Is basically they'll hand it to him on a silver platter once they remove the Coke lines that Don Jr. has put on that silver platter.
Okay. And on that note, first of all, I can't tell you how much I love this girl. She's not only so talented and incredible, but she's
great. She's great.
Dearest friends, we love her. We know her. I can't get enough of her so much that she's going to be coming to my house and sleeping over for 3 days. You know her. You love her. She has a kick-ass damn podcast called The Human Centipede that you can find on Sirius, iTunes, and Spotify. Let's give it up for the absolutely amazing Carmen Lynch, everybody.
Yay. Oh, I can't hear her.
Uh-oh. Oh, your mic is off.
Now?
Yes.
Now I can hear you.
Hello, beautiful.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Thanks again for having me. This is awesome. I know I'm guest number 3. Okay. I'm not going to take it personally that I'm guest number 3. Okay.
No, you were guest number 1. Okay. Let's not even start. Carmen was supposed to kick off the show, but then she canceled. I'm not letting this one go, sweetie. Okay.
I canceled, but I'm back.
Hey, but now you're back, sweetie. Sweetie, behind stage, I saw that you were drinking from a cup. Let's see your cup. I love this cup.
Thank you.
This. Look at, she's always on top of it for Women's History Month. Carmen knows how to do everything with set decorating. And there she is. There she goes. One of the most formidable women.
And I didn't even mean to. She's my morning mug. I know it's after 2, but it's still morning over here. I woke up late,
Oh, please, sweetie. I do know. I hate waking up, Frank, how do you feel about the morning?
I'm opposed to waking up. I have yet to do it today, as a matter of fact. So
it's so hard.
Yeah.
Seal. It is difficult, people. It really is. Okay, so usually during with this show, we talk about silly, crazy things, and I always was fascinated. I think we should just kick it off with these two people. Actually, I was going to go one direction. I decided to kind of go back and talk about, like we were talking about the vaccination, Carmen. I wanted to get Frank a vaccination. People are desperate to get vaccinated. And these two girls actually dressed up as old ladies and got vaccinated in Florida. Did you guys?
I thought it was us. I read that. I thought it was you and me.
You know what? That sounds like that's going to be a sitcom on NBC.
Wait, can I audition? Hold on.
Come on, do it, Carmen. Put your old lady suit on.
Hello.
I love it.
Hello. I'm ready.
I love it.
You know what's offensive about that article is that they said they were grannies, and I bet grandmothers don't appreciate that.
I know. Grannies, you're right. That was kind of weird. That word popped out to me too. Grannies, how dare you? Okay. I thought the girls were stupid, but apparently everybody working at the COVID hub was dumb as shit because this was the second vaccination. Okay. So somehow they slipped through that first screening process with their driver's license, I'm guessing.
No, they used a fake AARP cards.
Oh,
I mean, I'm kind of impressed, to be honest. I respect that they tried. They
tried. Of course, now you're going to get a lot of hate mail for that one. But listen, you know what? There were probably entertainers, okay? Just trying to get a little shot, Somebody told me that actors were what is it called? What's the word that I'm looking for? Oh, essential workers. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's what they were trying to do.
As to prove that they were as old as they said they were, they had documentation that said they hadn't been able to have been hired as actresses. So
they were too old. Like 30 years ago, they were too old.
30 years. Or they should have said, you know what? I'm actually... Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of the reverse, like with 90210 when those kids, when they were like, when people ask me how old they were in high school. We remember Tori Spelling. They were like 35 and in high school. So they were 90210, 15 years old or whatever. But this would be the reverse.
Now, I also heard that women are disguising as old ladies just to prevent them from getting hit on by Andrew Cuomo. So.
Andrew Cuomo. Oh my gosh, what happened to him? He's like giving de Blasio a run for his money.
I know. I put so much focus into hating de Blasio that now I have to switch it all to Cuomo.
Yeah, now we have to share it,
Yes.
We got to spread that, 3 ways. So yeah, I see what you're saying though, Carmen. I feel like, these women were desperate. They're living in a state where, I'm not supporting them. Let me just start with that before everybody starts to like really want to burn me at the stake. But I mean, they're living in a state where people are not taking it very seriously in Florida. They're just not. It
is a crazy state. I mean, they have great sun and nice beaches, okay? But they're a little extreme sometimes. So I'm not surprised it happened in Florida. If you're listening, Florida, it's true, okay?
We love you, okay? Believe me, I live on the New York City borough. Like Staten Island is the Florida of New York. I get it, okay?
I know. That's why I winter on Staten Island every year.
That's why I'm going later. I'm going to go winter in Staten Island.
Oh my God. I love having Carmen over. Okay, Frank, and I'm going to give you a little bit of our itinerary. She wants to go hiking in the woods across the street. But Carmen, you don't go hiking here in the forest. You reopen cold cases here because we could very well stumble on a body. I'm not making this shit up.
But
okay?
I want, listen, I don't want anyone to die, but if they're already dead, I want to help find the body. That's
like reopening the cold case. That's what
I want to help. So I'm in.
My question is on Staten Island, how do you tell if a person is dead?
Oh!
Wow. Is that a plastic surgery joke?
No,
that's a fucking soul joke, sweetie. Stay with me. Oh my God, that's a good one. You're right. It's hard to tell, sweetie. There's no
And of course, I'm not
putting Staten Island down. Okay, first of all, I want to say for 1 minute because I'm always putting them down. I'm always putting them down.
I'm qualified to put it down because I've never been there. So
yeah. And and Carmen's going to come stay, and we've got this whole weekend planned here on Staten Island, sweetie. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna cat watch. She's
got 5 cats who last time I was there hid from me. That's how scared they are of me. She talks about these cats forever. I get there, boom, they're gone.
No, they loved Carmen. Carmen posted the funniest video on her Instagram, at Carmen Lynch on Instagram. If you haven't,
Carmen Comedian, but thanks anyway.
Oh, sorry about
Carmen
that. When I plug, I make sure to plug it right up your ass the wrong way. It's a butt plug, sweetie. No, serious. If you haven't seen, there we go, at Carmen Comedian, there we are. We're very professional here. Her videos are hilarious. I love them.
They are. I've watched.
They're brilliant and beautiful.
Guys.
Follow my girl and tune in. And she had one where the cat was loving you, Carmen. You're such a lying biatch.
She was just staring. This is what she did, Frank. Ready?
Yeah.
That's a very
effective. She gave me that look. This is like her bowl. This is her bowl of food. Ready?
Yeah.
That's an affectionate cat thing right there.
They do. Okay, so we call them the Beans. Let me just give everybody a little update on the cats. There's Mr. Bean. He's a piece of crap. He's a domesticated cat. He's got a collar. That's how I know what. And he keeps trying to cut into the homeless cat's food. I don't like it. Okay. So basically he's a parasite. And he knocked up Mrs. Bean. We call her Jelly Bean. She was just a teenage pregnancy. She gave birth to 3 beans. And then I think there's incest involved. I'm not sure with Mr. Bean.
Wow.
Okay.
How come you didn't name the cat Woody Allen?
And you could have little baby Woodies.
Oh my God, that's so funny. And the Jelly Bean. Anyway, that's right. You're
right. By the way, have you watched that documentary on HBO that they've been showing?
Oh, not yet. Is it good?
No, it's something else. And
is it? We got to watch it and let's talk about it.
You got to watch it. It's amazing. And I grew up. Since I was a little kid, I was literally Woody Allen had no bigger fan than me. He was literally my comedy idol, but wow, turns out not that great a human being.
Not that great of a human being. No. I'm sure that's how everybody felt about Roman Polanski at one time too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. These guys, you love them, you fall in love with them because they're so talented. Mm-hmm. And then you find out that they have sex with small kids or they're raping their own daughters, so it's kind of.
Well, the weird thing about Roman Polanski and the similarities with Woody Allen too, is that it was just basic knowledge that he raped an underage girl in a hot tub. But then the attitude of show businesses was, well, we'll wait till he does something bad, and then we'll
take care of Roman Polanski. Yeah. Exactly, it's disgusting. Actually, this is a great segue into our next topic. I watched the Britney Spears documentary. Can't a girl shave her head without judgment these days? This poor girl lost her mind because of the pressure. I absolutely do love her. And they're showing I think, first of all, the documentary was fascinating, but Carmen, I think, Frank, did you watch the documentary?
I did. Absolutely.
I think I might have watched the wrong one on Reels. I don't think this was the new one. It was the one with her driving with her baby on her lap, and I thought nothing was wrong with that. I was handing my phone.
Wait, Reels is only 30 seconds.
Okay. See, that's the one I saw, and they were like, oh, she's a terrible mother. They're showing the baby on her lap while she's driving, which is how I was raised, and I'm sure you guys were raised, right? No? But anyway.
No, my mother never did that with me. Because she was too busy smoking and drinking through her pregnancy with me.
Exactly, and I was handing my father cold ones from the cooler while he was driving. Exactly. So we're saying she's not so bad. Tell me, which documentary did you guys see?
The one that it's on Hulu is the one I watched. And
on the New York Times. New York Times.
Yeah, the New York Times one. But the one that we watched, the one that you watched, it sounds like it was critical of Britney. This documentary is the opposite of that. This documentary is about how unfairly she was treated by the public, for one thing.
Right.
By hacky comedians like Jay Leno.
Right.
And by society, by the courts, which gave away all of her rights, financial and everything, to her dad, just because she was a young woman who, like a lot of young people do. When I was in my early 20s, I did nothing but stupid shit. All I did was stupid. That's when you're in your early 20s. That's the way it is. But she was vilified for it, and something that never happened to famous young men who were in that position.
Exactly.
And so through the sexism and everything, the point of view of this documentary is that she was badly treated. And what was great about it is that people really sympathize with her now. People are on Britney's side now.
Yeah.
And
as they should be. I mean, this conservative.
And also, I just wanted to point out too, there's a scene in it where she's interviewed by Diane Sawyer, and Diane Sawyer is like, why did you break Justin Timberlake's heart? It was all like from the point of view of she's like, and also there was also she was harshly judged because she wasn't a virgin anymore.
Right. Really? Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't see, I saw the wrong I was on her side the whole time. It doesn't even matter that it was trying to vilify her. I mean, this poor girl suffered from some mental health issues that anybody in her position would at such a young age.
Yeah.
Like you said, Frank.
She shaved her head. Who gives a shit?
But at the same time,
it was a joke, but I'm serious. Who gives a shit? And now her dad has the conservatorship, where she's so adequate and so capable of working and producing work, and he still has ownership. I mean, he has the last say on how she can spend her money. Carmen, let us know what your take was on this.
Well, I watched it about 3 weeks ago, so I'm not as fresh as Frank. But I remember the whole time going like, where's her mom? Like, it was all about her dad.
Misogynistic again.
And I'm like, speak up, lady. Where are you? I don't even remember her being in that so much.
Yeah, right. I barely remember her in it as well.
Right. Well, that's also very telling. That's a really good point, Carmen. It's like the misogynistic, the fact that they're actually just exempting the mother's perspective in this from an entire documentary on their daughter is disgusting in itself. Like,
and even if she's bad with money, because I think they're divorced, like be
there
for her,
with money.
But be there for her as a mom. Like she wasn't next to her, like holding her up and helping her out in any of this.
Yeah, they sent they hired like this young woman to be her friend basically and hang out with her and take care of her. And there was a lot of interviews with this person.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mom didn't seem like she was around that much. But she did. I think the parents did make a point of spending quality time with Britney's money, though.
Right. Yeah, they did. All I have to say is that I have 50 pairs of shoes with tags on them still. And I don't have, well, apparently Britney Spears, and this is a great way to segue into this, made $64 million in 2005. 2005, 64. And we've been talking about this, Carmen, Googling your own net worth. Apparently I made 18 million.
I know. And can you believe I only make 5 million.
Look at this. Can you see that? 18 million.
No, I never checked out.
And look at my credit is Late Night with Johnny P, a local cable show on Staten Island where you do that show and your career is P. That's pretty much what your career turns to P. So somebody's not working those numbers correctly. But I think, Carmen, you're absolutely right. She didn't have the support of her mother. And Frank, you're right. Like, imagine being in your 20s and having all this responsibility, touring. I mean, I get stressed out when I have to do like 3 spots in one.
Yeah, and I remember at the time when all of her shaving her head and all that stuff was going on. I mean, there was just a gigantic pile-on from, not just like Jay Leno, making jokes about what a slut she is and stuff like that. And but there was that whole industry back then of all those VH1 countdown clip shows where comedians would get paid, I think, nothing to come in, and it'd be Britney Spears. I mean, it's a train wreck. I can barely turn my head away from it. All this stuff. And like I said,
comedians are so well adjusted.
And one point that occurred to me is that if you're a comedian and if you're making fun of a pop star with bad drug problems or something, even if a young pop star, I would say in her early 20s, late teens, even if that person is wealthy and famous, you are punching down when you do jokes about them,
Mm-hmm. And we talked about this. Yeah. And we talked, especially when they're vulnerable and they're going through this. Just because you have a goddamn psychotic break doesn't mean you're not going to bounce back,
Right.
With the right therapy and the right medications and the right treatment, you come back. And this doesn't give her father, that asshole, the right to continue to have conservatorship over his own daughter when she's clearly doing well. I mean, she's doing so much. I could never do even a fraction of what she does. That one move that she does with her torso is all I can do.
You know the snake, the snake, Irene.
Snake, I couldn't
I tell you to get a snake all the time with your $18 million and you don't listen.
Carmen, I could never handle the snake that she did. She had that big snake. That alone, trying to dance with a snake on your back. Come on, okay?
I know, but when you have $18 million, you can have snake handlers, Irene.
I can have snake handlers. That's true. Are you willing to be my snake hand?
If you give me $17 million.
Okay. Well, I mean, I do have enough to spare, so I shall. Maybe I'll make you, if I start spending more money on shoes or all my money on shoes, I might need you to be my conservatorship. Okay. Because I'd like to have something for retirement. No, but it is really sad. And it just goes to show you, Frank, you said something that was vital, I think, that men do not have this same issue. Had she been a male pop star.
And the whole thing with her, and I guess she went out with Justin Timberlake, and then he wrote a song about he broke her heart. And the whole point of view of everyone was, oh, what a horrible person is Britney to break Justin Timberlake's. Nobody thinking about maybe he was being an asshole or who knows.
And if I got it correctly, wasn't he the one that actually broke up with her?
That I don't know, because I left their party before they got to that point.
Oh, you did? You snoozed out? Okay.
Yeah.
But can we also just I hate to blame the parents, but sometimes you got to blame the parents a little more, Yeah. I mean, even Justin Timberlake was probably 17. I mean, you don't know anything at that age. Where are these adults who are handling their child's fame?
You're right. You're right, Carmen. That's a very solid point. It's a very scary thing. I mean, why do you think people have a hard time adjusting to college, because you're experiencing freedom for the full time. Now, imagine throwing in $64 million worth of Johnny P shows. I'm sorry if Johnny P is listening. Actually, it was my only credit, so I shouldn't, what is it called? Look a gift horse in the mouth, or what's that saying? I don't know. I have all my sayings in my head.
Look a pea horse in the mouth.
Okay. That's right. I almost forgot. Yeah. So anyway, I say free Britney. Okay.
I'm totally on board with free Britney. And
let's do it, you guys. Let's do something about it.
Okay. So what can we do about it? What can we do to free Britney for real?
I was kidding, but let's do something serious.
Okay. Really? I was burning my bra, bitch. Okay. This is women's history. I had a fucking match to my bra. Okay. Go ahead, Frank.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was hoping maybe I can open for her in Vegas, be her opening act. Maybe that.
Listen, if you can handle a snake, Frank, I think you're in. I think.
If you are her opening act, then you could actually free her and just grab her and stick her in a van and bring her to me and Irene, and we'll handle her. But You might get Me Too'd in the van, though. Even if you're trying to help, you never know. People might be like, what is that man doing?
No, I would definitely get, if I opened for her, I would definitely get Me Too, because someone in the audience would yell, "You suck," and someone else would say, "Yeah, me too. I think he sucks too."
Yeah, and then it'll be like, and then you'll start your own trending that will eclipse what? What are you trying? No, this is bad all around. I'm not liking this idea. It's descending into.
But also, I heard that I could have opened for her, but she told me it was a bringer show. So,
bring 20 people.
God, I'm looking at the cat right now, Carmen. The cat is at the window. I'm not moving my computer because I'm afraid I'm going to lose you guys since I've been having so many computer issues.
That cat better be there in like 4 hours.
4 hours, and this cat is going to be loving you, sister. Is going to be loving you. All right, so let's free Britney. And I thought another story that I thought would be fun. We always pick dumb stories now, and nothing that's too lengthy because we're all too busy, especially me, doing absolutely nothing to actually sit down and read what I'm sending you. But my friend tragically lost her father this week, and she sent me an article that they almost canceled the funeral because somebody actually, a grave digger. I'm sorry, this is not funny. A grave digger, he was digging a grave and the grave collapsed on him. I mean, what the hell? I mean, man falls into graves. Like, this has nothing to do with anything except for, I can't even believe that happened. It tapped into a visceral fear of mine, which is being buried alive. Anybody else?
I have a question, okay?
Yeah.
Because I might be a little slow when it comes to grave sites. But you're digging a grave, you're digging a new hole for a fresh body and you fall in? Is that what happened? Like, what collapsed on top of him?
Oh, I got the impression he was in the grave and it caved in on him, right?
It caved in on him. It sounds a little suspect, and I think that's what I want to explore here. Like, how does a grave actually collapse on you, and why wasn't anybody able to dig him out? It was only 7 feet tall. That's pretty much.
Why is he working alone? Okay, this is a job for a partner. You know? Cops work together.
You know what? I can't wait to go into the forest so we can reopen the cold case. You're good, sweetie. You're damn good.
And the worst thing is that I wasn't able to get my corpse for my experiment.
And the worst thing, but the good news is that he didn't have to be buried. Like, the funeral was taken care of. I know that sounds terrible, but.
So the guy was killed when this happened.
It's really sad, actually. He was. And I just thought it was so weird. And I guess I didn't understand, like Carmen, how this could possibly happen. You know, it is under investigation, but it just seems awkward that somebody would be digging a grave. And then
maybe the grave was built over an Indian grave site.
Oh, now we're going poltergeist. I like where you're going.
Yeah. And the ghost,
sci-fi. I like it.
The ghost pushed him.
Yeah.
Pushed him. Speaking of sci-fi and horror, now Carmen and her man have an incredible podcast. It is so much fun. I absolutely love it. It's called The Human Centipede. And Frank, I was quite jealous when I saw that title. You know,
good title.
Yeah, it's a great title, and it's from a horror movie called The Human Centipede. And have you ever seen that film, Frank?
Yeah, Johnny P is in that, right?
Yeah. Johnny P.
I gotta meet this Johnny P.
I've got a thing for Johnny. Johnny P makes me want to pee. You know, that's what he does. Anyway,
he's the number one. No, never mind.
He makes you want to go to the John to pee.
Oh, good one, Carm. Good one. Wordplay, my fave. Anyway, good one, sweetie. No, we did. So when Carmen came over last time, we had our little sleepover. We watched The Human Centipede, and then recently. Carmen knows this guy that got Ashley Williams on the show, who played the star. She was the middle. She got the short end of the stick. I don't know if you remember that part, Frank. She tried to escape and made a bad call by trying to rescue her friend. And for that, she earned herself the middle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The worst spot. I mean,
the worst part. The worst spot.
But you know what, Irene, real fast, whenever something bad happens to us, we have to remember it could be worse.
It could be worse. Yeah, it could have been worse. But there was misogyny in that film, too, because the Japanese man was the front. And personally, I said this on the show, too. I wish somebody sewed an ass in his mouth. He was screaming the whole time, yelling. I wanted him to shut the up. Right? It was a lot.
No.
There's a lot of misogyny with that. And Carmen, you picked out a lot of stuff with the Human Centipede where they portrayed her weakly as a woman, you know?
She was a weak woman. She cried the whole time. And that really pissed me off. Can I say that word? Pissed me off?
I mean, I just said F-bombs all over the place.
But I mean, instead of trying to run away, she was in a swimming pool, Frank, crying. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm like, stop crying. There's enough water in this room.
Right.
You know?
Plus, you can't see the tears if you're in a pool.
Well, if you watch a lot of horror movies, that's a very common thing, is women who scream a lot and fall apart, and especially older movies, they trip and fall a lot when the monster is chasing them. They have a tendency to fall over.
Or they're getting stabbed in a shower when they're completely nude and vulnerable.
Right.
They're damsels in distress. Yeah. Well, this woman could have fought. She could have left the house, left her friend back there, and then come back later. That's what I would have done. Irene, I would have left you, but I swear I would have come back.
That's what I wanted. I think the most prudent choice she could have made was actually going with that pervert, because she could have gotten some help. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That would have been the smartest thing. But yes, I would want you to leave. I wouldn't want you trying to lug my lifeless body up the stairs and screw both of our chances for salvation. You know what I mean? To be saved. You know, so
that was aggravating. Yeah,
that was aggravating. But anyway, so I know that Bobby has a clip. I want to show everybody your show. It's called The Human Centipede. And what I love about your show is that you do this with your boyfriend. If I was your boyfriend, never let you go. Keep you on my arm, girl. You'd never be alone. I guess the question is, how is it working with your man, sweetie? I can never work with Steve.
Well, here's the thing. There was an adjustment. There was definitely an adjustment, because you're used to somebody and you're always mushy and personal and da-da-da-da. And now suddenly you have to talk shop, and it kind of kills the libido, right?
Right.
So sometimes I'm like,
marriage does that too, sweetie. Come on.
But at one point I go, this isn't working. And I could see it in his eyes. He thought I meant the relationship. And I was like, the podcast. Okay. The relationship is a whole nother story. I don't want to touch that. But this whole, it's just, it's a different muscle. And now we're used to it.
That's right. And now you're used to it. So you feel like you're in the groove and
in a groove.
Now, how do you guys sort of like, do you both like pitch in with the podcast, or like, is he your tech guy? Like, how do you guys, kind of distribute the?
We take turns editing. So every other week it's like I edit, he edits. But of course he just got this big job. So now I'm editing all the time, and I'm like, you better fucking edit next week, because I'm sick of it. Because, it takes a while. You know what
absolutely. I mean? Editing is very tedious, man.
But it's also fun. Like I just edited before I came to your show, and I add so much music and stuff to it. And I just spend hours on it. And I'm like, I don't even know how many people listen to this.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact that you're putting it out there and it's so great. And you're it's amazing. And you know what? It's a great show, just like everything you do, sweetie. If you want to see The Human Centipede, check it out, bitches. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Check it out on Spotify, iTunes, and
we're on Sirius on channel 771 every Tuesday. That's the She's So Funny channel. And I tease him because he's a man. I'm like, you're on She's So Funny.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. She's So Funny. I didn't know if that channel was still going. They're spinning my album on that, too.
Oh, She's good. So and it's Women's History Month. So it's our month. No offense to Frank.
So we're finally going to get 1 month of spinning? It's disgusting. Don't get me goddamn started. All right?
I'm exhausted from Black History Month, so don't.
Well, there you go.
Now we got to give. Now we're going to be exhausted from this month too, and then back to white males. Okay.
Yeah, for the rest of the year.
Luckily, I've been celebrating white history since I was born. So that's it. You've been celebrating the white history since you've been born. That's
I hear you, Frank. Steve has also been celebrating with you, sweetie. Steve, who's so this is going to be exciting, and I cooked a big pot of, we're trying to be healthy. Like, here's the thing, just because we're getting the corona vaccinations, we still have to adhere to the protocols of like social distancing and wearing a mask, because some people are under the assumption that once you get the vaccination, you no longer can carry it. You can still carry it. You can still carry it and give it to other people. So we have to be careful and we have to stay healthy. So for you, my dear, you know what I did? I made a giant pot of split pea soup for you when you come over.
Is that like a vaccine? Is that the same thing as pea
it's
soup?
Exactly the same thing. You know what?
Okay.
It's exactly the same thing. No, it's not. I don't want to say this. This is misleading, and then my house will burn down. Okay. I'm going to get buried alive.
But I want to say I'm very excited because I don't eat pea soup, and I'm excited to try it.
I like good. I split pea soup is really good.
I love peas. Don't get me wrong. But are they split usually when I eat them? No,
now you sound like Steve. Steve,
well, they're split because they're social distancing.
Oh, okay, good. Oh. So
Steve was asking the same thing, Carmen. He was asking about the differences. No, split pea soup, Frank, I can freeze some for you. This split pea soup is amazing. I mean, I do like it. The only thing that kind of makes me sick is if I start reliving that Linda Blair moment from The Exorcist. When I found out they had split pea, that's what was vomiting out of her mouth. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said that because we need to finish the split pea soup. It's like in a big giant, I mean, you wouldn't believe how much I made.
Well, you do have 5 cats, so I wouldn't worry about finishing.
No, the cats can't have split pea soup, Carmen. Okay, I will put them in containers so you can take them home and freeze them. The cats are not eating split pea soup, sweetie. Absolutely not.
What happens if a cat eats that?
If the cat eats the split pea soup?
Yeah.
Well,
it wants a piece of bread to go with it.
Oh, yeah. They're so picky, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm doing what I can for them. I'm only one person. Okay. I'm only one person. What are you guys doing to stay a little healthier during this pandemic?
Nothing.
Wow. Drinking water?
No. That's it?
I think you can flush the COVID out with the water.
I'm very impressed with your water consumption, by the way, Carmen. You drink a lot of water.
I was told yesterday that I still don't drink enough.
Oh, God. Here we go. I mean,
okay, I want an honest truth, Irene, since you're a personal trainer and you know this stuff. How many of these am I supposed to drink a day?
Okay, I think you've asked me that before. I think one is sufficient. What the hell are you thinking? That's why both of us are tag teaming to the bathroom every 5 seconds. Yes. Carmen enlightened me that a lot of the times we both agreed that this could be an OCD tick for women. You feel like you have to go to the bathroom. So Carmen's prudent advice, Carmen, give the advice that you give to all women in lieu of, I don't know.
To all women, okay? Not just Irene, to all women.
All women. Over the age of 40.
Do you really have to pee? Ask yourself. Frank, it's good for you too. Okay. Yeah. It's not just for women.
I ask myself all the time, do I really have to pee? And the answer is always fuck yes.
Because sometimes you need to retrain your bladder, Irene. Not just you, but people, other people.
Right. And you had a really, and I've been adhering to this. I listened to you. Okay. Yes. Here's the thing. Carmen said that you need to have at least a 30-second stream. Okay.
If you're 30, I thought it was 8. I think it's 8.
Oh, I thought you said 30 seconds.
I don't think it's 30.
Well, 8 seconds, Carmen, everybody's going to be running to the bathroom. This doesn't make any sense at all.
My streams are available on Spotify, and they go on for a long time.
Are they at least 8 seconds?
Just in case you have to go take a pee, right, Frank?
I mean, I'm a prolific in that department, I'll just say.
Oh, we're also very prolific in that department. Trust me.
But Irene, I think a 30-second pee is really, really long. If you're peeing for 30 seconds, you should have peed a while ago. Because think about it. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000.
3, 1,000.
That's a long pee.
Really? Okay. I don't think that's a second. I think you're stretching. You're stretching.
My P's become a director's cuts. I mean, they're long.
My P earned me $18 million. Okay. On
I believe it.
There you go, people. There you go. So I want to get everybody, when Carmen comes over, we're going to try to get her the vaccination appointment as well. Frank, you're on the list. As you said, you have, what is it that you said backstage? I asked
underlying conditions like a motherfucker. I have, because as you know, I had heart surgery. And so I have heart issues. And I'm also, the other diagnosis I got, the medical term I think is diabetic as fuck. So that
so you definitely qualify.
Yes, yes.
So I think my mother was going to get the vaccination, and they rescheduled her because they ran out of vaccinations. I really think it might be a good idea to get that first vaccination out before people are going for their second vaccination. Now, I don't know if you guys read about this, but is there enough like from the first vaccination, initially they said that Pfizer only gives you 50%, not coverage, what's protection, right? But now they're finding that after a week, that one vaccination gives you, I think 90% or at least 80%. So shouldn't we think about vaccinate? Because now my mother is not getting vaccinated and she's 83 because they're running out of vaccinations, you know?
Right, but can't she just get the other one, like that new one, Johnson and Johnson?
Johnson. Yeah. I don't think you can just order what you want. I think that it has to be at what they're shipping out and what they're giving. I mean, Canada and the UK are only doing one vaccine. They're not doing the double booster. They're not doing the double vaccinations.
What about going to just another clinic and doing it?
Well,
I don't feel like probably people aren't feeling choosy at this point. Maybe
Yeah.
Say, oh, I don't. I mean, I want the. I hear the Johnson and Johnson one is the no tears vaccination, so I want to get that.
Good one, Frank. You're such a bastard. I love you. Oh,
I know, that's a good one.
Everybody just needs to know that, like, when you get this vaccination, it's safe. I mean, I think it's safe. I feel like I have a lot of allergies, and I want to share this with everybody. I was a little concerned. I was, because I have these things called delayed pressure hives that only Vicki Lawrence gets. I tweeted at her on Twitter, and she never responded to me. Screw you, Vicki. No, I love Vicki Lawrence. It just hurt my feelings. Because her whole thing is about helping people that have delayed pressure hives. I was like, at Vicki Lawrence, I have delayed pressure hives. I suffer anyway. So I have that, and I have asthma, and I have Epstein-Barr virus. So I have underlying conditions like a motherfucker, like you.
As long as it's not Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, that's not a good one to have on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's definitely a bad one. Maybe that's what she saw when I said Epstein-Barr, and she thought I said I have a Roseanne Barr, and then she was repelled by that. Who knows? Anyway, but I got the shot. I was concerned about maybe getting some, side effects. I had nothing at all. And I read this article recently that a 117-year-old Greek lady, of course she would be Greek, got the vaccination. She was the second oldest. I'm like, second oldest?
Wow.
What was the first oldest? I mean, how old?
And why did she wait so long? She should have been in line like the first day.
You know what? I have to disagree. Actually, I think a 117-year-old person should be last in line. You're fucking 117.
I know, you're 117 years old. If life didn't kill you, you're never gonna die.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
you're never gonna be pushing daisies.
And then
that's true.
She's what? Oh, now I'm ready to buy that house. I don't know.
It's like, it reminds me of Prince Philip. Prince Philip made this, like Steve is watching The Crown, and we like to watch shows and Google the actual people simultaneously. Turns out that Prince Philip, I know he's in the hospital now, but before that, he made a very stern statement that, once he turns 100, he's leaving that bitch. He's not spending another day past a century with that snatch. He's had enough. So a lot of people in my family live to that age. And 116, 115.
Right. And
are you serious?
In fact, Prince Charles's new official title is King of England, my ass, because it ain't ever happening.
Because it never happened.
It's gonna skip him. That would be kind of nice, though. I think.
Yeah,
It would be kind of nice. I would like that. Yeah, I mean, she's never going to die. Yes, Carmen. If I didn't see the article myself, the thing is that my family loses their mind, but they live forever. So there's that.
So what are you going to do when you turn 117? What are your goals?
When I turn 117, I think I'm going to just dig a grave and hopefully it collapses on me. That's going to be my plan, hopefully lightning strikes twice. Anywho's.
when I'm 117, the only difference is I'll be a little more fragile when I don't get hired for jobs in show business.
When I turn 117, I'll be drinking my own pee because I won't be able to get up to go to the bathroom or the fridge.
Are you going to do that with Johnny P?
And with Johnny P. That's right. Johnny P. All right, guys. Can you believe it's over? We already
Come on. This is too fun.
This is too damn good. Carmen, you are a dream. Let me say it again. A dream.
I'm going to see you in a few hours, and maybe Frank will come too.
Frank, I got to get you vaccinated.
Yeah, well, let me know how it goes.
I will let you know. I'm going to be freezing some pea soup for you, buddy. We're going to be sending you pictures.
And they're split. They're split.
They are split. I can't believe you and Steve asked that same question. They are split.
Steve is cool.
And by the way, if your split pea stream goes over 30 seconds, you're in trouble.
Oh, that's right.
In half.
Yeah.
Split the stream. Yeah.
Split pea. We're doing this with a pea. We're taking that and we're running with it because that's what we do. Carmen, it's been so nice hanging out with you.
Thank you for having me, you guys.
I seriously love you. You're amazing.
Great to see you.
Let's not forget that she also has her album, Vertically Obese, absolutely hilarious. Follow her on Instagram at Carmen Comedian. And do not, and I repeat, do not forget to check out her podcast, The Human Centipede, possibly the best title of all podcasts of all time. It's on Sirius, on iTunes, and Spotify. And follow me, please, because I desperately need followers at Irene Bremis, 13 on Twitter, at Irene Bremis on Instagram, Mr. Frank Conniff.
I'm at Frank Conniff on Twitter. Sometimes I'm on Facebook when they are not banning me, which I'm currently forbidden. And also March 9th at 8 p.m. is the next live show, movie riffing show that Trace Beaulieu and I are doing of the movie Phantom from Space. It's 8 p.m. It's $10, very reasonably priced. And if you like Mystery Science Theater type of movie riffing, you should check us out.
Awesome. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Mother May I Podcast. Well, this has been awesome. I love you, Carmi. Love you, Mr.
I love you.
Love you.
Love you guys.
We love you. And a big shout out to our producer, Bobby at StrongIsland.com.
Hey, Bobby.
Bobby, helming this project like as Frank would say, a motherfucker. I like that, Frank.
I'm glad I coined that phrase.
You have coined it now. It needed to be reinvented, and I think the emphasis is just right with you. All right, guys, we'll see you next week with another awesome guest. So tune in to tune out. Mwah. Bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mother May I podcast with Frank and Irene on Strong Island Entertainment. Check us out next week when Frank and Irene sit down with, you know what? I don't know what these two are going to do next, but we'll see you next week.